Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me is Genevieve Leveille, founder of Agriledger, to discuss how blockchain can be used to solve agricultural supply chain challenges. Genevieve, it's great to meet with you. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you for having me, Jill. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
And what are some of the challenges the agricultural supply chain is facing?
The agricultural supply chain is actually our oldest supply chain in the world, and it is racked with a lot of a lack of transparency and also a lot of information missing. Today, most customers want to know where their food came from or how it was sourced. So what there is through the use of blockchain technology, we can actually give them that view and do it from a mobile phone while creating trust and also transparency.
So Genevieve, tell me how Agriledger is disrupting the agricultural supply and value chain through blockchain technology.
So we actually have done a project in Haiti with the support of the World Bank for the government of Haiti, working with smallholder farmers in the middle of the mountains in Haiti. And last year during the pandemic, they were able to actually retain ownership of their goods and prove that everything that needed to be done, phytosanitary, temperature, were all monitored. And not only that, the other thing which was really good is that it allowed them to retain ownership, and which meant that from a 2% take that they would normally have had, they had 68% return into the community. So this is really a great way not only to create liquidity for farmers, but also to make sure that the customer is able to tell, because finally the customer could actually tell the journey that the fruits had taken.
So we know what you've done to help Haitian farmers. What geographic regions are you seeing the most interest for your offering now?
Actually, a lot of interest is happening in Africa and Asia, as we expect, and that is more from a government standpoint to be able to actually uplift their lowest part of the society, which unfortunately a lot of time are farmers. But we're also looking at the US because, as we know, there are new laws coming in from the FDA which are going to demand traceability. And most companies need to know who their suppliers are and be able to assure that the food that they're bringing to the table to their consumers is not going to cause harm. So US is also part of the roadmap.
And you also recently brought in a new team member in the U.S. So when you talk about these opportunities to track from farm to table, when we hear about, let's say, a restaurant chain having E. coli through a shipment of lettuce, will this type of technology help to track exactly where that shipment came from?
It will track not only where that shipment came from, but also be able to provide to the restaurant the opportunity to demonstrate that they have done everything to stop whatever the lots which were coming, but also any changes, because sometimes it's not coming exactly from the farm, but it could be from the route from the farm or something that has happened in the restaurant itself. But it allows very quickly to be able to ascertain what are the affected, remove them, and also take steps that it doesn't get to the customer first. And this is, sorry.
No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And this is one of the things John Walsh, which is joining me, has been doing for many years. He's been in the food tech industry for the last 15 years. And that is key to us being able to really be able to understand and speak the language of the companies that require our support.
And I was one step ahead of you. I was going to ask, how can your technology and know-how help other sectors that have supply chains?
Actually, it's very funny. Last year, we started talking about the COVID test, because one of the things that I realized is that we were able to tell a fruit, a mango coming in from the mountains of nowhere in Haiti with little technology, being able to get it to a customer hand and know throughout the journey what had happened. So we have looked at the composite of the COVID test and even the COVID vaccines also, with the idea of being able to track all the way. And now that allows for anything in manufacturing, because right now we're doing very simple food, but you have to be able to do it also for composite. And that is where the complexity of the technology will come in. And also it will help municipalities and government make the right decision and understand where the pain points may be in their environment.
All right, Genevieve, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thank you very much.